Prepare yourself, guys. Chris with T3 Medias, and this is a special little episode 51. We're going through changes, as you can see. Got a new microphone. We got a whole new thing going on. We got the sound equipment going on. We're ready to podcast, and I'm ready to take this whole thing into the next generation. If you look at the main website, you'll see it's a little facelift on there too. But I'm getting it officially. I'm getting officially out of the podcast business when it talks about the daily news. I'm not that good with the news and the things that's going on, but I'm okay with sharing my thoughts on these things, as if I like talking to myself, if I'm in the house by myself and I know nobody else is listening. I'll have a full conversation with something in a scenario that just never happened. It'll be me and the vice president. I don't know. And he'll say something about my mom, and I'll just go on. I mean, I'll just go on to a whole thing as if he really did. I mean, I've never met, never will meet, but I'll create a scenario in my mind. What'd you say? And I just go on, and I'm answering for him. I'm talking to myself. I'm playing his role, and I have these split personalities. So when the next Split movie comes out, I'm not. Look at me, because I am that crazy. I don't know what it is. And the reason why I'm starting off in this crazy tangent, this is episode 51 of Talking Through the Medias, but it's also, let's call it the pilot, the 0 episode. I'm going to be broadcasting this for the upcoming or current, if you're listening to this right now, the new podcast. Changes, man. I'm going to talk about changes. It's February, February 19th, 2017. It's Monday, So, let's all get on board with what we're talking about right now. And let's start off with a retraction, because hell, it's 12:28 in the morning. So it's February the 20th, 2017, and I'm podcasting after midnight. So I'm gonna post this thing in the morning, and I'm embarrassing myself live on YouTube. So that's all good. But on my YouTube channel, so if you don't know, if you're new to this channel, if you just passing through because you forgot to hit the auto correct button, and you luckily got, or unluckily, however you look at it, you got to me talking through the medias. I mean, we started off a while ago, a year and a half so ago, with me and my friend Sean, who's still with me right now. It's just he's kind of under the weather. He's been working really hard, and the flu has been hitting us like crazy. So it's that's the reason why he's not here. He texted me, he said once again he was disappointed. He's like, hey Chris, look, I'm sorry I've been sick all week. We've been talking about the fact that we got this new equipment. We need to get up. We need to get back on board what we used to do, and get the train back on the tracks. And once again, it caught back up to him again. We're getting old, man. I'm 37 years old now. I mean, I still feel like I'm thinking like the same way I used to think when I was 13. Dude, that's scary. I got 3 kids. God bless me. But it hit him. He said, Chris, I'm sorry. I gotta call it again. I'm gonna be back home late. I won't be able to get on with you. And I said, you know what? I looked at that message and I said, I could have did what I normally have been doing for the past couple of weeks since the beginning of the year. I'm like, all right, well, we'll just do it again. We'll push it maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe Wednesday. I was like, no, you know what? Screw this. I got home late. I'm looking at all this new equipment. We got this. If you're looking at the YouTube channel, I'm holding up this box. I got the new sound mixer and stuff. I got Heath Ledger behind me. I got this new microphone. I got. Shit. That microphone really good. It caught that note. But I can't keep doing this. I can't keep pushing it later and later. Like, I got a lot of stuff to do myself, and I understand why he couldn't get on tonight, because you don't know Sean. Sean works his ass off. But unlike Sean doesn't have the benefit of having all the the equipment and whatnot that I have right in front of him. He links in with the equipment that he has and whatnot. But if I'm not available, then he doesn't really log in all that much. He does every now and then, but he works so hard, and when he works on this channel or this website or this podcast, he wants to put everything that he's got into it. So if I'm not linked in, then he knows that the sound and quality won't be, until we're in a situation where we're both together, streaming live together, whatnot. He knows that if he's doing it himself, he knows that the main equipment isn't in his location, so he doesn't do it that much. No, I force him. I'm like, come on, Sean, you're the one to do this. I'm not available. I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm taking a nap. Come on, get on there. He's reluctant because he knows the quality, the camera and all this other stuff. He knows some of the main equipment is on this side until we're able to get a studio or something like that. So that's why you don't mostly see Sean. If there's a solo project, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be me. They want to make me the face of the company. No, I'm not the face of anything. I'm the face that runs the place now. I'm just Sean, though. Sean and I, we both have a unique style. We both have something that we bring to the table. The thing that we do have in common is we both love talking about these things that we talk about. So as it evolves, as we change, as we grow, we're gonna figure out where our stamp is, out there. So you might see me talking about movies. I love talking about movies, as you can tell if you know anything about me at all personally or just on this channel. You know that I know a little about a lot about little things when it comes to film. And I love talking about my favorite movies, top 10 lists. I like to do a rundown of that. A lot of the old shows or segments or skits or whatever you want to call them, punditries that we used to do. Some of them are going away. Some of them are limping along and will be coming along for the ride for this next year, season, whatever you want to call it. And we've tried some new stuff. We've been playing a few games like battle scripts and things like that. We're testing it out. We're tweaking. And we're gonna see what works and we're gonna see what doesn't. What we love to do is we love to go to movie premieres. We're trying to get our stamp out there as far as the Associated Press and trying to make T3 Media's a little more legit. We're not trying to scoop things or break news or things like that. I mean, it's not really us. We're fans. We're gonna sit back and the burden of entertainment is on you. All right, you might think sometimes I might say something that's funny or blah blah blah, but I'm not trying to entertain you. It's your job to entertain me. And then it's my job to criticize that. Not really criticize it, but just talk about it. And then it's my job not to care what you think. Then secretly, all I do is care about it. Secretly, I go home. Shouldn't have said that. I'm never gonna. It's gonna. That memory that's in the back of your head. You just find yourself. It's just. It just messes it through your mind. You think about it, but then you get over it. It's out there. I went to church, today, and I swear, I'm not gonna put them on the spot, but I swear, they say that they didn't want preachers really talking politics all that much from the pulpit and all that, and I think I heard that law is being changed, that they're going to be free to do it now, and I don't know if he was or not. I don't know. I feel like he was. I feel like he was giving a dig to Trump, and I know I'm in Texas. I'm in Houston, and the church that I go to, it's mixed, but it's still there's a lot of Trump votes. The majority is about, it's got to be a good 80% to 20, if that. If and I'm probably, I don't know, maybe it's higher. I'm not going to go lower. It's probably higher. So when you got the guy who probably that you would assume he's pretty even kill. He's very fair. He never leans one way or the other. But you look at him, he probably can tell which way he voted. Then today he talks about like diarrhea of the mouth, and not just going on and on and on like I'm doing right now, monologuing. And the things that you say have meaning. So think think before you say it. And he put it in the acronym. He's talking about THINK. Think. Are your words true? Do they cause harm or are they helpful? H. What was I? Are they true? Are they harmful? are they, damn it, I can't remember what I was. I'll probably come back to it. Going to end. Are they necessary? And I can't even remember K. You probably know, anybody out there who knows what I'm talking about, just help me out. Are they true? Are they helpful? And it wasn't innocent. It wasn't, do they encourage, I think was it was. Are they necessary? Maybe it was kind. I don't know if it was about being kind or not. Maybe the K was kind. Because at the end of the day, I don't need to be your friend. If I'm trying to tell you the truth, that my mission might not just be to be your friend. But overall, I feel like maybe it's just a liberal in me or whatever. I was just hearing what I wanted to hear, interpreting it the way I wanted to interpret. But I was hearing, felt like he was doing a dig at Trump, because I mean, maybe from what I could tell, maybe this was a supporter of his who's been disappointed in the whole. You want to tell us that we need to get along with Russia, but you can't really tell us why. You keep saying that this country is a disaster. You said you were giving a mess. Well, the last guy was giving a mess. You said you said you were giving a mess, and you waste time wanting to brag about yourself and talk about the inauguration all the time. I mean, I feel like he was a guy, maybe one of those guys that was kind of disappointed. Like, you know what? No, this is 4 years from now. Maybe, it's arguable. He's doing a good job. He's not doing a good job. I protest, blah, 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 blah. But 4 weeks? Come on, man. It's only been 4 weeks. And, so we'll see. But, and the reason why I'm going off on that, I mean, I had a pretty good day. I ate a lot of good food. So I'm full of myself. But thinking about the way the country is going, I had a podcast with an old colleague of mine, and we were going to do something called the Ran Over Show. And I decided against that. Well, for one, our schedules just didn't match that much. A lot going on Castleberry's side, a lot going on my side. And I have kids. And when we first started the Ran Over Show, it was about consistency. Muscle memory, repetition is where you get yourself out there. Sometimes we fail. Sometimes I made every episode that we did. I made every episode. I mean, when I say I made it, I mean like I made it. I mean like I built it from scratch. I mean I was there. And on this, there were some episodes where she wasn't, and that's not a bad thing. She's just like me, like Sean, like anybody else. Sometimes you get busy, life. And there was episodes. There was weeks where we didn't do anything because holidays. I moved. Now I bumped into. I got interfered with the schedule. So then I thought about it, and I said, there's times that me and Sean don't always have time to do these things. So that's understandable. So it wasn't about, so that wasn't really the thing that was thinking I need to stop this or that I need to find something new or whatever. I felt like the quality of the show could be better. Looking back at all the episodes that we put together, I feel me and Tiff both agreed that we had an episode we both looked back at it like that was a really good one. And I felt that we were coming from one level and then we were rising and we got to that peak and we both knew it. We both knew exactly what that best episode was. Then that week after that, I felt like it went a step backwards. So then I thought it's quality. That's what was lacking. I'm used to working with you guys, talking about movies, preparing a list, checking it twice, getting with Sean and saying, we plan these episodes. We map them out. We talk about what's going on in the movie world, the TV world, entertainment world, blah, 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 video games and stuff like that, or just what's going on in life. And we plan it. And that wasn't happening for whatever reasons. And I thought about it. I said, let's plan this stuff out. And I can't remember what it was. If it was like, no, I don't know if she felt like, it's all of it. Let's just wing it. Let's wing it. Let's make every episode fresh and we're not trying to be so scripted. Well, that makes sense. Okay, let's try that. So we winged it again. Problem was the network that we were working on, it asked for the name of the show. It asked for the premise. What's this thing about? Describe it so you could market it. Nobody knew who we were. Our Facebook fans, they weren't subscribing. So marketing was the best way to handle that platform. And we weren't doing that properly. The day of, we were posting stuff. That's not how you do it, not for that website. And it was a Blog Talk Radio, which I'm no longer with. I'm letting that lapse. And now I'm moved over to SoundCloud, which you should be hearing this now, this pilot episode. So I realized that we started the next episode after having a great peak one week and then kind of falling off the next. And this following week, when I realized that we were talking about the same thing we talked about the week before, I was like, okay, the quality is, everything's gone to the crap. And I'm getting alerts now. That's another YouTube video for The Walking Dead. I gotta watch it. So, I realized, you know what, this isn't working. I tried to. So let's talk about planning this stuff out. And for whatever reason, I was getting ignored. And I'm like, come on, let's plan these things out. I had an idea for a topic of the show. I didn't care if it was a yes or a no, if you didn't want to do it or not. The premise of the show was a conservative and a liberal who were friends who could talk about these things and get along. I come up with the topic, and I didn't even get a reply. Now we had a week to plan, and then actually that week shrunk down to like 2 or 3 days. I'm like, come on, where you at? What's going on? We're gonna plan this thing out. The response that I got was, hey, I'm sick, and I'm not. You don't want to talk to me right now. My response to that was, yes, I do. We got a show plan. Because that whole week I've been seeing Facebook posts, constantly. It's constantly updating Facebook posts. Oh, I don't like my job, or the inspirational this or that. I'm like, every 5 minutes it was something. I'm like, okay, so you have time to do that, but you don't have time to at least work on something that you claim that you want to work with. But it's fine. And I realized, this is not. The idea of it was great. The conversations were great. When me and Castleberry are not being recorded, the stuff that you guys have missed, it was hilarious. We probably would have had our own TV show by now. But whenever that last minute rush, late start, ran over show stuff started, we weren't at our best. And I realized it. And more importantly, it was interfering with what me and Sean were doing. And that couldn't happen. Because this was this is the baby. This was the foundation, and that's gonna always take priority. Unless something else becomes more profitable. Then I'm like, fuck talking to them. Well, that's just me being honest, because it's not just about the money, but it's all about the money. And but more importantly than just money, but like what money can buy, fear and respect and peace and quiet. I can, when I'm broke, it's just people in my ear like nagging and stuff. I'm not gonna name names. Rhymes with knife. But when I'm rolling in the dough, how can I serve you today? Would you like soup today, or would you like steak? I'm like, I want a freaking steak. And I get that steak. But I'm just it's not, I'm not gonna pretend like she's like a gold digger or something like that. I'm just saying it's a coincidence that I've noticed. And it's obvious. But anyway. So I canceled, we we decided to, or I decided to. I said, you know what, this is, I'm producing something. I don't think it's going in the direction that it should be going. I was alone in that thought, but the proof was in the pudding. However, anybody else wants to handle it, you know, after that, that's fine. I mean, we're both in good positions in life right now. I just have to look out for number one. I got to look out for talking to the meetings, and things were just interfering. I have to you know, keep going. But you know, Tiff has got some great things going down the line. I put the olive branch out there for a more focused direction if we're going to podcast together. If we start talks on that, maybe we can try again. If not, you know, I'm sure everybody's wishing everybody else the best on all sides, but you know, I'm gonna do it. So that being said, I'm gonna try to do some. I'm gonna try to do something familiar here. I'm gonna try to talk about some movie stuff. You know, there's a new subscriber on the channel, on the YouTube channel, and I'm learning for the first time today. This person's name is Tina. QTAGIOUS, I think is the YouTube name or Gmail name or whatever. I don't know what it stands for. Cutageous, maybe that's what it means. So I've noticed for the past couple of weeks that Cutageous has been, I don't know if she's new to the channel or just first time just commenting, but notice a lot of new comments. It's kind of been it's kind of been cool seeing some new comments on old videos that me and Sean have done. And I think what she's doing is just backtrack. She's going through the whole. Probably saw something she liked, me, and then went through the whole channel, and you know, started commenting and liking or thumbs down on whatever she didn't like, whatever. But you know, I like that. I like it when a person finds this channel for the first time and goes, you know, well, let me see what this guy is all about, because he sucks. But that's okay. But so for the first time, I also got an email. I don't know if this is a stalker or not. If you're a stalker, man, don't. I got kids, man. I don't want to have to do nothing to you that's gonna cause me to be on the news, because I will defend myself. I will not let any harm come to my family. So if you're out there, you're in the bushes, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to cut your goatee off, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna hang it up in my closet with my voodoo doll. I'm gonna make you love me. No, it's not happening. You will go down. I will prosecute the fullest extent of the law. I'm not playing that crap. I got kids, man. You give me a blank sheet of paper, I'll sign anything. I will put you away. I'm not playing. I'll stand in that courtroom. There, she's right over there. She's standing right over there. Mr. Fagan, are you saying that the young lady over there terrified you? You felt like your life was threatened. You do realize that your friends would probably call you a whiny little girl. If this is your testimony. Yes. Yes. I don't care. But just that it hasn't gone that far. Let's hope not. I told you, I'll trail off. I'll create a whole scenario and just then something just not happen. I trail. All right, so I got an email from my stalker. I mean, she goes, I'm just playing because, you know, this is nice. And she says, hey, you remind me of a black Chris Hardwick. It took me a second to remember who Chris Hardwick was, and then it cleared. I'm like, oh, that is an awesome compliment. But I'm going to correct you right there. I'm going to stop you right there. That's the very first sentence. You remind me of a black Chris Hardwick. But Chris Hardwick is the black Chris Hardwick. That's a brother. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. That's a brother. That dude is cool. Talking through the Talking Dead, whatever that fucking show is called. That dude is awesome. He's like the best showman, and I've seen a host in a long time. If I was anywhere near that level, I'd be playing on a different level. And I know that sounded stupid, but that's what I'm saying. I can't be nowhere near that level because that's a whole nother level. Does that make sense? No. All right, phone died. Thumbprint, I'm back. Remind me of a Black Chris Hardwick. Will your channel focus only on movies? Mostly. And this is going to be a quasi little, as I do a segment whenever we have time. We haven't done it in a while, so this is going to be a little bit of a we got your mail. So I got your mail. I'm reading it. Contagious. We got your mail. Will your channel be focusing only on movies? No, we do TV, video games. We mostly do movies because me and Sean are movie nuts and we love movies. I mean, what's my favorite movie? Clerks. You didn't ask this question, but in my mind, in my heart, you did. Clerks is my favorite movie, and being a Black guy, and I'm telling you, one day, me and my little brother, we came home with our mom from Blockbuster and this movie that I saw on the shelf for a long time. I kept passing it by, but it was something about the box art. It was just the stars of the movie just standing there with the word Clerks over it. I don't know what it was. I kept passing it by, going for the action and the comedy, and something about this. I just had to check it out. I remember seeing a little commercial of it, little nugget, little taste, and I laughed, and it just stuck in my brain. And I was setting myself up for the person I was going to become for the rest of my life. It was that type of witty humor that just spoke to me. The second I popped that tape in, the part where Dante finds out that his girlfriend went down on 37 guys. You're like, you only said that you slept with 3 people. Like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I did. Like, some guy that bumped into her in the store. I'm like, you know, who's that guy? Oh, I went down on him. Wait, but you only said you only slept with 3 different people. You never mentioned him because I didn't have sex with him. But I'm like a lawyer, his answer, but you sucked his dick. But you sucked his dick. He's like, yeah? And she's like, it was no big deal. I'm like, this is the funniest stuff ever. She's like, wait. She's like, I thought you understood. She's like, I did understand. I understood that you said you only had sex with 3 different guys. How many guys have you gone down on? She thinks about it. What are you thinking for? Why you? I'm like, in the hood. Why are you thinking? Why are you thinking? She was literally like, I mean, I'm just into the left. So we got guys on the podcast. If you've seen this movie, you know, I don't know if you haven't seen it. Like she's like, really thinking that he helps. This movie's called Clerks. He has to help a customer. He's a clerk. Looking back at it, well, she like, and this is when I could tell the part of this. Look at the part of this movie really closely. She was about to break character. I wonder how many times they've done this scene. I wish I could. I'm gonna look her up and see if I can interview. I can interview you on talking to the media. That would make my day. Something like 36. He's like, what? What do you mean something like 36? Does that include me? And then she readjusts the number. Oh, my bad, 37. Like, I'm 37. She freaks out. And she bolts out the store, and a guy comes up. He wants to buy some eggs or whatever the hell it was. And 37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks. And this dude's response to that was, in a row? Oh man, I must have rewound that scene. That, and when his clerk friend came into the picture for the first time, and she came back, and his name was Randall. She's like, "Hi, Randall." And his first thing he said was 37. I rewound that shit. I rewound and played that thing. This was VHS back then. I mean, I must have played that thing 37 times. That's how funny it was. I remember 30 minutes went by. Me and my little brother were rewinding that one part. 30 minutes went by, and then we realized we got to finish watching the rest of this movie. And I still own this movie. I got it on DVD. Kevin Smith, man, he's a genius. And whatever it was, the Force awoke that day, because from the typical stuff that I was probably programmed, predestined to watch, it opened up a whole new world of comedy to me. All of a sudden, Seinfeld made sense. All these things made sense. This humor that I didn't get before. I wasn't supposed to, quote unquote, get. It wasn't supposed to be that way. You know? And now it's made me half man, half amazing. And I appreciate it. See how I just trailed off right there? I was in the middle of a question. I just trailed off into what the fuck I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Are they only going to be doing movies? Most. Yes, we are. Let's see. There were no Walking Dead, comma, Game of Thrones, comma, Westworld, comma, Stranger Things reaction videos. Darn, darny darn, frowny face. Anyways, good luck, and may your channel continue to grow. My screen name on YouTube is, this is from Tina. This is Cutageous. So if you're out there, Cutageous, you know, look up Cutageous, give her a thumbs up. She's awesome. Or if I wasn't supposed to say that name, well, I mean, it's all public. I mean, you've been commenting on a lot of my stuff, so you're out there. Yeah. So got to give a little correction on it, you know. So okay, let's update you. There's nothing on The Walking Dead. I think we have done something on The Walking Dead. You go to the channel, hit that little magnifying glass thing, type in Walking Dead. If nothing comes up, you're right. If something does come up, you owe me a Coke with rum. And let's see, Game of Thrones. I think we have done something with Game of Thrones, and that reminds me of this little YouTube war I got into with this other YouTuber from London. This guy that sounded like he's from London. This dude, he got on me because I put in a spoiler for Orange is the New Black, and am I blocking the camera? Orange is the New Black, and and in the name of the film, and he had a point. But fuck you, dude. But in the name of the video, I put, you know, Poussey, you know, spoiler alert, when she died, that she died, you know, in the name of it. But you know what? I was doing a segment called The Binge, which I will still do if I ever have time to binge again for Netflix. I binged that season of Orange is the New Black within 24 hours, and I got right up on their camera. I was sleep deprived, didn't give a damn, and I was proud of myself, and I got up on there. And the people who did the same thing, we all got together and as a unit, as a collective binging family, we talked about that topic that we wanted to talk about. Now, because this guy's from London, and he's a student, and he's a YouTuber, and he didn't have the time, and you know, he got to the episode maybe like 3 weeks later. He did a review, but before he did that review, he was a subscriber to my channel, and we talked about collaborating. I collaborated with another person from England who was amazing, Goldilocks. Check her out. And I don't know. You can if you look into that, you can see in the comments. This is me and this guy goes back and forth. And he's like, I'm going to have to unsubscribe from you, bro. And this is only how I imagine how he smelled. I can't remember how he talked with that Cockney accent. And I'm like, why are you going to subscribe? I'm like, well, for one, fuck you. Okay, but why are you unsubscribing? Well, you just spoiled the bloody show. I haven't even gotten to the episode. Whoa, my bad. Okay, stay in school. So, do better. Binge. Yeah. And basically he's telling me about his trials and tribulations. Like, well, I got the time. I got to do this. I got to do that. Mommy's calling. I got to know what's going on. And I'm like, look, dude, it's not my fucking problem, dude. My life is over here. You want to live my life? Pay my bills, okay? Vanessa Williams on Ugly Betty said that. You see how my brain just goes places? Why so serious, dude? It's going on and on. I'm like, dude, this is not my problem. I can't be a subscriber with you, and I don't know if we can collaborate anymore. And then we just went back and forth. I mean, I made videos about it and stuff. I purposely made a little beef out of it. It was really nothing. It was just me playing around. But it pissed me off. Like, dude, you don't run my channel. This is T3M. This isn't, you know, asshole over the pond who likes Game of Thrones. And here's the thing that I got pissed off about, because you know, I went through a little meeting with a guy. Let's say it was kind of like a counseling thing or a therapy thing, whatever. And he told me something that was true that I wasn't ready to hear, but at the same time I was definitely ready to hear. And it wasn't anything that I heard that was like an eye-opening thing that made me change. I embraced it. He says, Chris, you have a sense of justice, like a vigilante kind of a mentality. You see a hypocrite or you see a this or that or whatever, and you have to say something. You have to instill justice or balance or whatever in the world. And I do. I do. My wife says something now, and I know she's full of crap, and because like the day before she was saying the opposite or whatever, because it benefited her at the time and made me have to get up and clean the kitchen or whatever. Whatever it was. And I'm gonna call it out each and every time. Even if I know that in the back of my mind, just like all the other guys say, pick your battles, small and hard, blah, 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 blah. No, I never let it go. Never let it go. Like, we just talked about this, man. I'm not doing that. You did that same thing. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to make me that mind. I don't mind. I might wind up doing it, or I might wind up winning. You know what? I do win some fights, but I don't win the war. I mean, come on. We're never going to win that. I win the fight. And then the plotting starts. And then it turns out you lost that fight. So I know that. I'm not dumb. I mean, y'all are mental ninjas. Dane Cook. So the sense of justice that I had for this situation was the fact that this guy does reviews of Game of Thrones, and he takes snippets of the best parts, all the major parts, significant parts of a certain episode. And he has it playing like behind him or on a little box, whatever. Right here where Heath Ledger is, if you can see me on the YouTube channel. And he's great, and it's just the camera's on him reacting to it. And even his freaking episodes start with him going da 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 da. Very hardcore, hard-on fan for the Game of Thrones. And I'm like, and he's getting on me about the fact that I spoiled something. I'm like, dude, you do realize that you have a TV show playing on YouTube that you did not create. That is very expensive to make. They make a lot of money. They have a lot of fans, and they don't want you just giving this stuff away for free. There's a reason why YouTube doesn't air Game of Thrones. Okay, HBO has the rights to it. He's like, well, that's different. I only say little tidbits of it, and I don't do that. I don't put the spoiler in the name of the bloody title. And I was like, eat a dick, dude. You don't own Game of Thrones. Go to HBO right now and show them what you do. They'll have you arrested, dude. You'll be prosecuted with the full extent of the law. I get flagged on my channel, for doing reviews and stuff like that. But, I'm kind of protected under their rules. I don't know why they still ding me on that stuff, but it's because it says it clear as day. It's up to them. They own it. It doesn't matter if you're a reviewer or doing a news thing. They're going to ding you first. They'll let you know that they're out there because it says it right there. Yeah, you're getting flagged. You're getting dinged. But YouTube is like, we know what you're really doing, so we're not really going to mess with you. I still have a good status in green, good status for YouTube. Even though I've been dinged so many times. But they look at it and go, no, this is just them knowing that they're just letting you know that you're not going to make money out of this. I haven't made a dime off of YouTube. I think, well, that's not true. I think I'm up to like 48 cents. But, that sense of justice kicked in, and that dude was like, oh my God, if I've been dinged that much, this guy must be lucky he lives in England, because they got it coming after his ass. You're lucky you don't live in Florida or something like that, because they probably would have shut you down by now. But he didn't see it. The dots didn't connect to him. So he unsubscribed. And the only reason why I probably bring this up is because I miss him. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to, I'm making a whole thing out of your one question. Okay. Let's get to the next sentence, which was Game of Thrones was that one, and Westworld. I've saved it. I haven't started watching it. I'm going to catch up to it. Heard great things about it. Then I heard stupid things. And the last one was Stranger Things. Don't do a Stranger Things reaction. Yes, I did. Binged it. Go back, do a search. Go in there. I talk a lot about Stranger Things, and I can't wait to see this October season 2 to come out. I knew they weren't going to get rid of 11 or 7 or 17 and a half, whatever her name is. She's an awesome little girl. And like Chloe, what's her name from Kick-Ass, she kind of reminds me of. I feel like she's going to be something special when she gets of age. Not like that Britney Spears thing when everybody's waiting for her to turn 18. Come on. I mean, she's a very pretty little girl, but she's still a little girl. Come on. I think as an actress, I think she's got something. I'm gonna keep a close eye on. Not in the perv way. But yeah. Let's see, what's the last part of your comment? No reaction videos on Stranger Things videos. Darn. Anyways, good luck, and may your channel continue to grow. I hope it does grow. Hopefully, we're going to be going to, like I said, this podcast thing. Maybe we'll kick off, maybe it won't. Like I said, when it comes to movies, I know a lot about a little about a lot of things. What I do know is I love what I do. And no one does it better. Nobody. But they still hate me. You can tell the voices get. This is 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't even know how long it's been going on, but you know what? It's a good time to sign up of episode 51 of Talking Through the Medias. I enjoyed this. I like the new equipment. I sound better. This is Casey Gaze up here. We're rocking. God rest your soul. Do the sound equipment thing. It's make you feel like a professional. John Campia, another one of my heroes, Collider. But you know what? Maybe Chris Hardwick is now my new hero now. But John Campia said, it's not about the camera quality and the lighting and all that. The first thing, the sound. If they can't hear that beautiful voice of yours, Chris, and John said this to me directly. He said this to me personally. Look me in the eyes. Look deeply and long in my eyes. And he said, Chris, they can't hear you. It's on. They got to hear what you got to say. And I said, damn, John, are you going to kiss me right now? And I woke up. So I don't know how that dream was going to end. But anyway. Let's see what you know is what it's like. Anyway. All right. I'm not gay. Anyway. All right. I'm just playing. So, Talking Through the Medias, we're going to be doing some, we're going to keep up with we're going to try to do the rundown thing. That's what me and Sean are going to do. I'm thinking about that. That's going to be another podcast segment. It's going to be on this channel and podcast channel. Haven't landed on a name yet, but coming soon. If you're listening to this, every Wednesday now. Now I haven't advertised this yet, but this is the debut of the show. Through the Week with Chris Fagan is coming. First episode should be Wednesday, and just talking just like we're talking right now. And I am going to keep up with the whole plots and the whole news and whatever's going on through the week. We're in the middle of the week. Let's get through it. Like I feel like we're all doing it. We're just getting through it. And with this whole thing with the government, this whole thing, the environment. The conservatives against the liberals against Peters, and the Peters against the vegans, and I don't know. I just feel like it's only a matter of time until the documentary from M. Night Shyamalan, The Happening happens and the trees attack us and kill us all for stupidity. But until then, we're gonna get through it. So we got a new show called Through the Week with Chris Fagan. Through the Week with Chris. I don't know what the heck to call it. That's what I'm gonna call it. You'll see it soon. Every Sunday, we're going to keep doing episodes of Talking Through the Media, just like I'm doing right now with this. And so this was an episode. This was a what's been going on kind of a thing, talking about the changes. That's what this episode was about. Not really my best work, but hey, I'm trying to give you a feel of what's going to be happening. Because I will be putting up the video and the podcast at the same time. I think what I'll do is I'll put it up on the podcast first. And maybe there'll be a week delay. Maybe a week later than the video of that will come out for free. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Or maybe I won't do both. Who cares? It's too much work. I got a lot to do. The only reason why I'm here right now is because the kids are asleep. Oh, anyway. But I like doing what I do. So yeah, we're going to be talking about more movies. We're going to talk about more TV shows. I'm going to do I binged a while ago, and I binged it so many times. Here's some of the things I'm going to be reviewing. I'm going to do a review on, hopefully I'm going to be doing a review of Get Out, because we have passes to see that tonight, and you can check that out. But a storm is coming over in Houston, so hopefully don't get rained in. I hope I get to see that. Sean and I are pretty excited about that. We give our thoughts on that. I'm going to do a review of, what is that damn show called? From Mrs. There it is, Santa Clarita's Diet on Netflix. I got to do a review on that. What else did I binge? I need to get up to Voltron. I need to finish that season 2 just dropped. I need to do a review of Dr. Foster. I saw that. I'm getting more into British drama for some reason. I'm watching a lot of British drama. Paranoid, I just saw that. That was a piece of crap. I'm not doing nothing on that. Dr. Foster. I wanted to, check out some of these British shows. I didn't give them a chance at first, but now I'm starting to. They're pretty good. So as I get more involved in Netflix, I cannot wait till Iron Fist. I cannot wait till The Defenders come out. So there's a lot of shows out there. I cannot wait till season 2 of Stranger Things. I cannot wait to finally see Westworld or whatever the hell it's called. Until next time, guys. That's Chris with Talking to the Medias. So we're back. Been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. About 2 noobs to step to. So until then. And if you're listening on the podcast, guys, what the hell, man? Tell your friends, tell your family, like that. Yeah, tell them that Chris is coming. Every Wednesday, we're gonna get through the week together, man. This is some crazy stuff that's going on. And, hey, did you see this? Go to Twitter. Go to the Chris Fagan on Twitter. Go to T3Medias on Twitter. Go to Facebook, and you can find me, Christopher Fagan. If you live in Texas and you get a house, you better look me up, and I'll help you with that too. But if you want to talk movies, I'm always about that. If you want to talk about any TV shows, whether it's from Supergirl to My Little Ponies, I love that show. But I'm always down to talk about anything. So let's just, until next time, guys, just keep talking and peace.